Now, I want to go into what's a next segment, which is what's happening now, which is, of course, Iran has today morning has declared war on Israel. They have launched about 180 missiles towards Israel. Before this, of course, both US and Israel had warned Iran against repercussions of if they got involved, which they have now. So what are your thoughts on Iran's move?
I think Iran's response was strategic. They gave space for diplomacy after the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh in Iran.
Yeah.
You remember, Ismail Haniyeh was a state guest attending the presidential inauguration.
Yeah.
Iran had to respond because their national sovereignty, their image as an independent state was really hurt. Israel had full disregard to Iran's sovereignty when they attacked and killed Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran. So Iran was thinking how to respond and maximize benefit. If they lashed out and they had an emotional impulse and shot some rockets and that's it, people will say that you could have done more. So I think Iran gave space to diplomacy and they tried to negotiate a ceasefire in Gaza. They tried to pressure the Israelis and the Americans to give the Palestinians some freedom to end the genocide. And to me as a Palestinian, with all, of course, appreciation and regard for Haniyeh, that would have been the best outcome. Although losing Haniyeh was a big loss, but if the genocide stopped, everybody would have appreciated Iran's efforts. But Israel is so intoxicated with its power that it acts so arrogantly and does not want to listen to anybody, does not want to listen to sanity and even to its allies. So Israel continues to bomb Yemen, Syria, Iraq, Lebanon. Very recently, they assassinated Hassan Nasrallah, a very well-regarded figure across the Muslim world and especially in the Middle East. So I think Iran had to respond. And strategically, because it was not only, they bomb by bomb and that's it. No, Iran, those who stayed up last night and saw the news, Iran made sure that whatever Israel has gained in terms of deterrence and moral victory in the last few weeks, it has lost in only one night. And their targets, interestingly, were only military targets. Iran's attack on Israel was not with everything it has. Iran still has more military capabilities, but was targeted at military targets to give a message and a lesson to the Israelis that if you want to go for a bigger war, we are able and willing to engage in war, but we are not interested in war. We are interested in ceasefire. So they gave Israel a chance, actually. Now let's see how Netanyahu responds. So far, the pattern of Netanyahu's responses has been very irrational, driven by a fantasy of a greater Israel. But he made some tactical gains here and there, occupying Rafah, occupying Jabalia, maybe killing this man, killing that man. But the big picture, he has not been able to secure Israel. He only undermined Israel's position in the Middle East like never before. Now anybody can wake up in the morning anywhere in the Middle East and launch a drone on Israel because they have harbored the enmity in the hearts of everybody in the world, not only in the Middle East. You've seen American soldiers putting themselves on fire. There are at least 3 recorded cases of American individuals, cadets, burning themselves to death in solidarity with Gaza and in protest of what Israel is doing. One of them was the very first one who stood in front of the Israeli embassy, poured petrol on himself and put himself on fire and died. He paid his life in protest of what Israel is doing against the Palestinians. So if you manage to antagonize the American people, who are your strongest allies and friends, that means whatever you're doing is crazy. That's not strategy. That's a drunk driver. Netanyahu is a drunk driver.